We need an alternative fuel to run our cars on that doesn't harm the environment, doesn't cause air pollution, doesn't require us to import billions of dollars of oil from unfriendly countries. So I think there's no question that electricity is the best alternative transportation fuel because it's much cheaper. I mean, you can literally run your car for about 1/4 or 1/5, literally under $1 a gallon, once these electric cars are widespread. So I expect that we will see over the next 10 years an embrace of these plug-in hybrids.
Well, here's the interesting thing about electricity. It's electricity depending on who you talk to. There are some people who say, look, the cheapest kilowatt hour of electricity is the one that you never use. So we should concentrate on making houses more efficient, the things we power and use in those houses more efficient. That's the low-hanging fruit. While other industries are coming up with constantly new ways to use electricity. And the electricity demands of households that have things constantly recharging, and laptop computers and desktops that are on sleep instead of turned off, and refrigerators that are always cycling, and on and on and on. Houses, the individual apartment, is becoming a very electricity-intense place. I'm sure there's a meeting point, but we're not often talking in a way that people can wrap their heads around when it comes to electricity.
Well, there's no question that conservation is very desirable. We're for it, absolutely. It makes economic sense, up to a point.
But that's
up to
the
a
thing.
point.
Where's the point? Well, when you say to somebody, here, buy, I know you've been buying $1.75 light bulbs. Here's an $8 light bulb that's going to last 10 times longer. Well, that's a good, homely example of
the rule of thumb. I've worked in this field of conservation. The rule of thumb is that you should be able to recover your capital investment in 3 to 5 years. If it takes much longer than that, then the investment may not be worth it. One has to look very carefully. If you can recover your investment in less than 3 years, by all means, do it. Do it.
Can I mention about averages here? The European Union, any resident of the European Union generates 8 tons of carbon a year. Here in the United States, we generate 19 tons of carbon a year. Do you see the difference? What you just said is crucial here. The most abundant source of energy that we have right now is the rational use of energy. You've been to Miami, I bet you have. You went into the summer to Miami. Miami, the malls are outside, they're not inside. It's so cold inside the stores that they have to open the doors so the warmth outside can come in.
And it costs money to keep it that cold, too.
Of course it does.
Ray, in front of the last segment, I think you're talking about what we would have to do in our daily lives to address this issue. I think Javier gave this terrific example earlier of the cell phone, right? They used to be like bricks. Now they're cool like this, right? Much more functional, probably much lower energy. I think actually the way we go forward on this is in fact through technology that provides us more functionality with less energy. If you think of whether cell phones or big cars, I'm a motorhead from Phoenix, Arizona, raised a long time back. We used to have these big, huge cars, smoke pouring out the back, and there's some sort of retro affection for those. But in fact, we want to drive cool, we want to drive nice, efficient cars today. And I think in a few years we're going to find that the appliances, the homes, the cars that we want will be those that provide us more functionality with more efficiency.